Hello and welcome back to Culinary Haven. Today we're making oats and raisins cookies. They're sweet, crunchy, wholesome, absolutely delicious. They're great with a cup of tea or coffee or a glass of milk. Let's begin. To make oats and raisins cookies, we'll need 220 grams of rolled oats, 100 grams of raisins, any raisins you like. I'm using actually a mixture of raisins, sultanas, and I think even some currants in there. 100 grams of light brown, soft light brown sugar, 100 grams of butter, softened, 1 egg, a teaspoon of mixed spice. If you're in America, that will be a pumpkin pie mix. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a dash of nutmeg, a pinch of salt, 2 tablespoons of honey, runny honey, which is about 50 grams, and a teaspoon of baking powder. And we'll start with grinding the rolled oats. I'm going to do it in a food processor, but you can also do it in a blender or a chopper. Let's see, that will do. In my food processor it took 15 seconds. And now I'm going to add the raisins and do it for another 15 seconds. Now we're going to transfer it into a large bowl. So the consistency would be like fine breadcrumbs, I would say. And now we will add the spices. So half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of mixed spice, just a dash of nutmeg. I will not be adding salt to it because I will add the salt to the butter and sugar to give it a chance to dissolve a little bit. And a teaspoon of baking powder. Because it's too coarse to sift it, all we can do is just whisk it together with a whisk. Now in a smaller bowl, because it's not a large amount of ingredients, we're going to cream together first of all the butter and the soft light brown sugar. The butter should be very, very soft, not melted, but very soft. Now add, before I forget altogether, a little bit of salt, just a pinch of salt. And whisk it all together, and that will help to dissolve the salt so we don't bite on a grain of salt in a cookie. That's enough. As you can see, it only takes a few seconds. And now I'm going to add the egg into this mixture and mix it all together. And lastly, we're now going to add the honey, 2 tablespoons of the honey. Like I said, it will be about 50 grams. Honey is very heavy. And now we're going to whisk it all together for the last time. And now it looks exactly like buttercream, which is probably what it is, almost. We don't count the egg. This is the consistency and the texture. And now we're going to add this mixture into the bowl with our dry ingredients. All in, every drop of it, it's important. And mix it all together. And if you think that at first it will look like, well, it's just too dry, it isn't. It's exactly how much you need of everything, and do not add and do not be tempted to add anything else. That's exactly the amount of things you need to add to make the perfect oats and raisins cookie dough. As soon as you see that there are no dry ingredients left, this cookie dough is done, which is right about now. You can see everything is well incorporated. There is nothing dry here, and it's ready. And now we're going to put this bowl into the fridge for about 30 minutes or so, depends how cold your fridge is. We need the dough to firm up. Once in the fridge, the butter will start firming up again, and that's what we need. We need it to be not soft, but a firm dough. So 30 minutes, it has to be at least 30 minutes, but you can make them any time today. So it's been about 45 minutes because we were busy doing something else. And now we took the cookie dough out of the fridge and it's completely solid. We can use it now and shape our cookies. So what we do, you need a tray lined with baking parchment. You take a dessert spoon because we need small pieces, about 25 grams each. Roll it in your hands into a ball and then just flatten it into a patty. And that's all. And place it on your tray. This amount, the size of a walnut, I would say, is about 25, 28 grams. So as you can see, it's completely different texture now. It was very soft, it's firm, it's pliable, it's very easy to roll and shape into patties. And if you remember when we just made the dough, it was very soft. It was like a consistency of, I don't know, mayonnaise or something like that. But anyway, it's all in the past. Now it's very firm and very easy to handle. And another good thing about these cookies is that they're good for people with gluten intolerance because there is no wheat, no flour in this recipe, just oats, so it's suitable for everybody. And we're going to bake them in the preheated to 180 degrees Celsius oven for 20 minutes. So here they are, ready, and they were actually ready at 19 minutes. So after 15, I suggest you check them. What you're looking for is when you see that the edges are getting sort of crispy and brown like this, they're ready. Another thing I want to point out, very important, is that at the moment, even though they are ready, they're soft to touch in the center. It's fine, that's how it should be. Leave them, do not touch them. Leave them on the tray until they're cold. Once they're cold, they will be nice and crispy and crunchy, and you don't need to bake them any longer than this. There are 24 cookies out of this small amount of dough. And look, they're all more or less the same size and shape. And this was the first tray, and they're now cold, so we're going to put them on this pretty serving plate. See? Perfect. Thank you for watching this episode of Culinary Haven, and until next time, bye.